Natalie, would you like to share?
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie. I was born and raised in Syria. I just came to the US. Actually, I got trapped in the US back in 2012 when the Syrian civil war broke. I was actually on a 2-week vacation in LA when that happened, so I haven't been to my country since. I faced a lot of obstacles when I was here. I did not know English, but I luckily went to French school back in my country, so it helped me catch up with the English. French is somehow similar to English. So when I my first year here, I actually went to a French school. It was very difficult for me because the level was not the same. It was a lot of obstacles. And my principal there, he looked at me and he's like, "You're never gonna go to." I always wanted to go to UC for undergrad, and he was like, "You're never gonna be able to make it to a UC." And then I was like, why? It's like, because you don't know the language, like you're still learning, you're about to graduate high school next year. So that always like put something in me that people saw me less when I came here because of the language difference and because I was not familiar with the culture at all in the United States. As you know, in the Middle East, the culture is very, very different than what it is here. So I graduated. I went to an Armenian private school. Graduated there because my parents thought that it would be easier for me to learn English at that point now that we're going to stay here. So I went there and then I actually was applying to colleges. No one accepted me, even though I graduated with a 4.2 GPA. No one accepted me because I did not have any transcript. And since my school was a French school in Syria, it got burned down due to the ongoing civil war. So I was forced to go to community college. When I was in community college, the classes were very challenging for me. I've always done essay-based tests. For French system, it's always writing essays, and the American system was more multiple choice. It was very difficult for me, but then I got accepted to the UCs I applied to. I even emailed my principal because I had that grudge in me for the longest time. I was like, oh, thanks to you and that motivated me to get accepted to the schools I wanted. And then when I started UC, I went to UC Santa Barbara. So my family got really bad financial situation that my father a few years before had to flew back to Egypt to open his factory again to provide for us. But he's earning in Egyptian money there, the dollar here, and then the Egyptian money fell. It was 3 times more than like less worthy of the dollar. So what happened is that I was commuting to Santa Barbara. I got really sick. I had to take a quarter off from school. Then when I went back, my sister got really ill. She was hospitalized for 3 months at Children's Hospital in LA. So we didn't have any money. So what I did was like I would drive from Santa Barbara to LA every day for work, and I would go back. And at nighttime, I would come back. I would drive to Santa Barbara for my classes, come back, go to work, go to the hospital, because I was the only English speaker in the family, and I was the only one like talking to the doctors. So that happened. Now my sister's feeling okay. She's actually gonna attend Columbia this fall. So I'm really excited for her. And then what happened is like as soon as I graduated, I wanted to take the LSAT, but again, I had my really bad symptoms. I took I took a few months off again to study for the LSAT, and then I couldn't. Every time it was just like every time in the LSAT, I would see words like something small, like war or something, I don't know, something like that. It would just trigger me back, like what happened in Syria. So I had to deal a lot with that. You get used to it. Like I did a lot of exposure with them. Like any small word would have affected me. So I took a break from the LSAT and I tried to do it again, but unfortunately because of my language barrier, especially when it came to reading comp, it was very, very difficult for me. So I decided that every term I don't understand, I would write it down. I don't want to make it about the LSAT, but just like one of the things that I had to like deal with because of my language barrier. And then fast forward to now, I just got recently married, and I'm still trying for the LSAT. And like we just moved in with my husband. I have a dog that I always talk to about my LSAT. Do LSAT questions together. So yeah, that's a bit about myself. Again, thank you, Steve, for this forum. It was very nice and very helpful. The major takeaway for me is that everyone thinks their problem is the biggest problem in the world. And what I learned is that everyone experiences the same level of problems. It's just unique to themselves. And from here, this forum today, I learned that everyone actually wants to go to law school for a cause, and not just to get a good big check every like month or so. It's just really important that everyone that wants to go to law school is going for a cause, and not because our parents told us so. You have to be an engineer, lawyer, or a doctor. So I think every experiences has shaped us, and it's really important. Like I'm proud of our generation, everyone here that are going after a cause, and together we can make it all happen. So thank you again.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them, and feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.